Hi everyone, we are back and we are going to do our histograms and visualizing confidence intervals. So we're going to be working with basically a data set that's UFO sightings. We're going to plot 3 separate histograms looking at the duration in seconds of UFO sightings for 3 states. We're going to create box plots that show the distribution of the data in the data set. Let's see here. So we need 3 histograms, then a box plot. Then we're going to create a box plot that examines statistical significances between these states as well. And then that's pretty much it. And then you're going to follow essentially the directions for your figure generation here. So let's go ahead and we're first looking at creating histograms for California, Oregon, Washington, and the duration in seconds. So let's go ahead. We're going to read in our packages as usual. So read in your packages. This is my working directory. I'm working with the data set here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and set my working directory as such. And I'm going to change that and make sure that this notebook is using the data from this file because it makes it easier to read in. So I'm going to read in my data UFO sightings, and that's in here if I go all the way down at the bottom. So I'm going to type in that read.csv, UFO sightings. And now we need to grab, so if we look at the UFO data, so I need to look at the durations in seconds. So I'm going to pull out this column here, but first I need to grab every row that has Oregon, California, I think, and Washington. So I'm going to filter first. So I'm going to use my pipe function. So pipe the data, grab the filter, or basically filter the states that equal Oregon. And then I'm going to select the duration in seconds for basically Oregon. And then I'm going to actually plot so basically filter out of the rows with Oregon, select the column that has the duration in seconds, and then I'm going to do my ggplot. For histogram, I'm just going to set on my x-axis the duration of seconds, and I'm going to create a histogram to look at those distributions. So when we do that, we can see those distributions. So very, very high for short durations, not very long, but there are some kind of strange ones. I've been UFO captured for 20 years. So that's for Oregon. We can look at Alabama. Let me actually look at what was the question. UFO, Oregon, and Washington. So actually, or UFO, excuse me. So let's see, California, Oregon, and Washington. So let's actually go to CA. UFO data, California, Washington. There we go. Fantastic. You can also look at them all for seconds as well. Then we were asked to look at these following states. Let's make sure that we're correct. So now we wanted to look at, so we've done this. Excellent. We need a box plot to look at the distribution of UFO sightings for all states in the data set. So we need to do actually here. So now I want to filter based on all the ones that were in the US, then select state and the duration in seconds. I'm going to plot now as a box plot. On my x-axis, it's going to be the state, y duration in seconds, and I'm going to do the geom box plot. And I don't want to visualize the outlier. So actually, I'm going to do this as false, but let's see. So let's go ahead. And we see here, we've got a lot of them all overlapping for all the states. It's pretty nasty and ugly and messy, but there you go. And then finally, we're looking at statistical significance for another certain subset of states, California, Arizona, DC, New Mexico, SD, California, AZ, New Mexico, DC. Excellent. So just filter basically on the US, filter then again based on the state, and look at I'm including all these. And then we're going to select the 2 columns, and then state, duration, seconds, and then we've got it. There you go. So which are statistically significant wherever those basically notches of the 95% confidence interval are not overlapping. So there you go. That's it. So that's your histogram confidence interval lab. So be sure to look at this code, and best of luck. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.